Starting this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Playing with Power podcast. I, of course, am your host with the most, who can boast the most roast, Michael B. the Game Genie.
Who can roast the most?
Boast the most roast.
Sweet.
Of course, I'm joined by, right now on the screen, you see him, the one, the only, the living legend, Stu Fish.
Hello,
Mr. G206.
Internet.
Hello,
Wow.
interwebs. And of course, we're also joined by Weekend Game Gee, or as we know him better, Chris,
Yeah.
or as you may know him, Funny Pants Man.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
I'm not wearing pants right now, actually.
Hello,
I'm all pixelated. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, you are a little pixelated.
Yeah, it's like I'm concealing my identity.
Are you?
Japanese porn. Or both.
Chris, for the nature of secrecy tonight on To Catch a Predator, will be blurring out one man's image.
Like I need to have like a different voice.
A deeper voice.
Wonder why it's doing that. That's weird. It doesn't matter.
Anyways, getting back to our topics at hand, we have an excellent show for you guys tonight. We got a lot of really cool topics. A lot of big things are going on in the gaming world right now, and it's always funny, like, because we do the show a little bit later, sometimes after the topics come up. We have like an internal debate on whether or not we should even discuss it. We're like, well, everybody else talked about it, but I'm going to tell you something about the internet and YouTube. If you're not going to talk about something that somebody else talked about, you really don't have anything to talk about. So let's get started.
That's true.
First off, we're going to talk about once great publisher, now the pillar of shame, and it looks like it may be one and done for the great Konami.
Sad times, sad times.
Not for me.
Surprised
With them gone, I can finally make my millions on my Symphony of the Night Let's Play. So
Well, I think they'll still have royalties like
Yeah.
Full House and the Olsen twins. So.
nah, they never. No, that's not how it works, right?
Yeah,
Really?
that is how it works. And the
Damn
worst
it.
part is, it'll be separated into small companies, and what they'll do is they'll sell off their assets, such as the rights to these properties.
So it's gonna get. It could get worse.
It's going to actually get worse.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Chris.
It's all my fault. It's because
Yeah.
I finally played Symphony of the Night.
But
You notice all this went down as soon as I started playing this game.
that's what
agree.
it was. That's what it was. But if anybody has been living under a rock or in Newfoundland with me, basically what happened with Konami was everybody knew, everybody was so excited. PT came out, Silent Hills, everybody was floored. They couldn't wait for this game. Hideo Kojima was actually producing it with is it Guillermo del Toro? How do I say that?
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro and
Guillermo.
and
I
Norman.
thought he was the guy from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas for the longest.
I did too.
Me too. I did too.
Right,
I did
right.
too.
They have the
But that's-
same damn name.
That's Benicio del Toro.
It's his brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically what happened was three of those guys were producing the game, and then this rumor came across the internet that Hideo Kojima was fired by Konami. He was gone, so then it was up in the air whether Silent Hills was going to happen. And then Guillermo del Toro actually came out and officially announced that Silent Hills was in fact canceled. The game wasn't coming out, and everybody was devastated because PT playable teaser in itself, just the teaser, may have been one of the best horror games that's come out in the last 15 years. The
Yeah.
fact that the game wasn't coming out was devastating, but it actually led into a little bit more discussion because right after that actually officially announced, Konami actually delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Whoa, did they?
Yeah.
That was when I knew things got real.
That's
yeah.
That's some heavy shit. Surprisingly, Capcom didn't, do that before them. No.
Mm.
No, they're waiting for their DLC to drop on the internet.
They'll probably come out with Konami Squared.
Yeah.
Just
So
a different name, same company.
Yeah.
So everybody's talking about it now, and I think I kind of get your feelings on it. When was the last time that you even purchased a Konami product? I know Stu, me and you both bought Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, and Chris, you were really excited about it, but it was kind of disappointing, to be honest. Really disappointing.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I didn't buy it. I I borrowed it off my brother actually.
Yeah.
And I didn't play all the way through it. The only I mean I kind of played at it. I never. And it's like a lot of people. The complaint about the whole Lords of Shadow series anyway is always that it doesn't feel like Castlevania. It really, honestly, a lot of those games now they just feel like God of War clones.
Yeah, but there was another one that was on Xbox Live. That was Harmony of Despair. Have you guys heard of that? It's
I've
where
heard
it's
of
like
it.
it's a 2D multiplayer.
Yeah,
game.
the multiplayer part is where I'm lost because I really don't want to play with anybody else.
And it's all at the same time, so the screen would be like huge or whatever. Am I right? Isn't that the same one? It would like everybody could play at once. It was just
Yeah.
chaotic.
That was it.
That's too chaotic for me. But I mean, it might be cool. I don't know. Maybe one or two people at once. You know, 2 or 3 people. Small parties. Not like I don't know how many you could have, but if you got upwards to. Well, anything over 3 people would be too much for me. I'd be pissed.
So you're not down with the foursome?
No. You run out of holes.
Not in this context.
True that. But do you think? I think that Metal Gear fucking up, was just added to that because maybe Hideo said that okay. Nobody wants to pay $70 for my demo, so that was a nail in the coffin. Plus, how long do you expect him to be with that series, Metal Gear? So he was kind of like, I'm sick of this. Let's go a different route. And I'm gonna leave PT too, and it's a but I don't know. Well, the last big game from Konami was for what game? Because even Castlevania wasn't that big. And
not at all.
But Konami also has freaking DDR too. And that was like huge.
But the key point there, it was huge. It's not huge anymore.
Yeah.
Stupid dance pads.
Yeah, I mean, we all look back on Konami from the golden years on the NES where they couldn't do wrong. The music, everything was perfect. But really, I mean, it has been kind of downhill since then. Castlevania went on. Castlevania was saved, thankfully, by the brilliant people who did Symphony of the Night, which Chris is currently playing through right now in his weekend Game Geek Long Play that everybody should go check out. Yeah. Shameless plug.
Yeah, thanks, man.
But what happened was, if you remember at that time, they were making the really terrible 64 games, and then someone said, hey, I actually got an idea to do something different. And they said, well, you go do that for the PlayStation. And that ended up becoming the way Castlevania went for years after that, and it was fantastic. The Game Boy Advance titles were all amazing. The DS titles were pretty good when you didn't have to draw shapes to finish off the bosses. But,
well, that's the implementing of the freaking stylus, and they did that with so many things. It's like the Wii, why people don't like the Wii Motion Plus, because they had to do extra shit. They just want a controller to play it,
But I just keep thinking back on all the things Konami have done, and how many countless really bad Silent Hill games were made, like Downpour and Homecoming, and maybe those games are good. I didn't play them, but I didn't hear very good things about them. They seemed like Silent Hill kind of lost its magic after Silent Hill 2, and it just.
I kind of think that PT, since that came out and they canceled it, it could be a reason that it couldn't live up to the hype that everybody was wanting it to be.
That's true.
But it's kind of coincidental that they're actually canceling it in Konami's whole situation too. You know what I mean? Because the title or the game could still be purchased by another developer to be created. It just doesn't mean that another person could still make it flat out, but the people that initially made it won't be part of it anymore.
No.
Well, that's what everybody's talking about now. They're talking about the Konami titles, and they're saying, "Wow, I wonder if other publishers are going to come in and scoop these up. Maybe Nintendo will come in and bring Simon Belmont home."
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that the timing on me playing Symphony of the Night versus the fall of Konami was. I don't know, because I started playing this game, I got excited about
Alucard and his vest.
Chris is frozen. 2 thumbs up.
I wanted to know if there was anything comparable for the Symphony of the Night games. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there's a lot.
He frozen again?
Yeah, but it's not
But
his
what
computer. He actually freezes in real life.
I do. No, and also, I was wondering if there was other games that did that because I was starting to get excited, and then Konami's gone. Like I was hoping, oh, maybe one day they'll make something else, and maybe you know what I'm saying. And then I get the news that Konami's dead, and I don't know.
It's really depressing that all the freaking old school developers are just taking a shit everywhere. You know what I mean? It's you figure they save enough money or so. Developers these days need to take risks or listen to their fans to see what we want, not just stick with the safe bet. It's just I don't know. It's stupid. Is Chris frozen again?
Maybe. In real life.
Chris, are you frozen?
Probably.
Think so.
Probably.
Change the batteries on your Leapfrog. Your VTech is turn up the VTech.
I don't know what it is. I think it's my internet just sucks tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'm in a basement.
Oh, that's
someone is for the last time.
That's right. Oh. Freedom is on its way, Mike.
For those of you who have watched this before, you may remember this wall used to have 668 Nintendo games on it. No longer.
He sold them all.
Now I have flash carts.
Yes. So Konami, what do you think is going to happen next? Since they sold, or they're getting ready to
simulation
jump ship. You think they're going to be better off like Sega is at the moment? Because Sega didn't do what they did they?
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't know where Sega stands right now, to be honest. Like I've kind of lost track of it, but and we don't know what's happening with Konami. All we know is Silent Hills is canceled, and for some reason they were delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. We don't know if this is the end of the company, which direction they're going. We don't know.
Yeah.
Right now it's just internet speculation.
Yeah, and they won't. They won't
what?
Come out and give anybody any kind of. And Konami won't come out and give anybody a straight answer.
Of course not.
What the hell's wrong with my internet, man?
All I hear is the one important thing you should do in a zombie apocalypse is. And to survive that, what you need to get is the.
We apologize, everybody. For those of you who don't know, Chris works in this machinery type factory building camshafts, and there was an accident, and now he's Magneto, which is affecting his computer and cable and internet.
Must be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Chris, just wipe your screen.
I was faking. I wasn't froze that time. I was just faking
it. You did. You actually.
You can probably hear me breathing though.
I can see your tongue moving in your mouth, actually. Oh, there it is. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Okay, so what next?
What next for Konami?
Yeah. Because do you think other companies are going to pick up their IPs though? You know, they have to. Like WeGuy, they have to make Contra Force, and Dubious Gaming says Castlevania titles are pretty good, so they have to keep Castlevania alive.
I'd like to see Nintendo, like I said, pick up Castlevania and then get a really good company like I think it's Retro Studios that does like the new Donkey Kong Country games. Like to see them try to develop something that's like that cool 2D type Castlevania reimagined for HD graphics. I think that'd be amazing. I'd love to see that. But I saw another article about developers. Let's say that Konami's not going to actually disappear. For some reason, there's a bunch of developers that are actually trying to keep all these great franchises that they're famous for dead. Yeah. They don't want to make them anymore. Like Capcom, especially with Mega Man, they're like, no, we're not touching it. Mega Man is gone. Don't ask for it. We're just going to make Street Fighters with lots of DLC.
And fuck up Breath of Fire by putting it on a cell phone.
Oh, yeah, and, well, we talked about that Breath of Fire game. That's not a Breath of Fire game. That's a random game that they said, we can name it Breath of Fire because that'll sell units.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the way that things are going. Is that things are being really expensive, and people don't want to be doing shit, and it's just really depressing for the new gen because we're supposed to be almighty and powerful with these games, but yet everyone's going fucking bankrupt, and all we get is Angry Birds and Flappy Bird and everything of the bird type.
All right, Dan.
Oh wait, PT being sold on PS4s on eBay. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I was about to actually bring that up. If anybody frequents my Facebook page, they would have saw my for sale ad that I had today. I'm selling my PS4 with PT previously installed.
Mm-hmm.
It's $1 billion or best offer. It's only been used a couple times.
True.
And also it was only had one previous owner, John Voight.
John Voight. Who's John Voight?
It's an old Seinfeld joke. George Costanza bought a car and it only had one owner, John Voight, but it wasn't the real John Voight. It was John Voight, the periodontist.
Wasn't the same John Voight.
No,
I got the joke.
But it's crazy. Everywhere you look, there's PS4s now up there, just like the iPhones were and iPads that had Flappy Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And they're selling for like $1,000 minimum. That's the starting bid on these PS4s with PTs downloaded.
Yeah, but you also get the person's account, so you can go ahead and purchase any online games off the PSN. So make sure if you do buy these PS4s with a PT installed to go ahead and take advantage of the information they may have forgotten to take off.
Yeah.
Mike.
Load up those credit cards. That's what you
Load them up. You know.
I'm in fact not actually selling my PS4. When I put the ad up as a joke, my wife called me immediately. She was like, "Why are you selling your PS4?" And I was like, "Just take a look at the price, honey. What I'm asking, we're good here. I don't think
read the details, babe.
$1 billion."
Uh-huh. That's crazy. I hate this new trend of shit being rare and people popping it on the internet for what? You know what I mean? It's what could justify that crap? You know. But I guess if people are paying for it, then they can go ahead and do what they want.
My question is, who's going to pay for this? Who's going to pay $1,000 for a PS4 with PT on it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, are there James Bond villains out there with just like loads of cash saying, "I'd love to play PT"?
Yes, there are people with expendable income. It's just not high. But I wonder who the first person was to do that. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Gaming at this point in time, who knows where it will end up. The one thing that I hate is all these updates. And you know this, Mike. Yesterday I tried to freaking play Killzone.
Yeah.
45-minute update.
Oh yeah. Every time you turn on one of the modern systems, like the system has to update, and then the games all have to update. Like you turn on your Wii U, and then it's like DuckTales Remastered is updating, and I'm like, really? Like, what's left to do with that? Why does that need to update?
And
Yeah.
do you have to install the whole game on your?
Not on your Wii U, but on your PS4 and Xbox One, you do.
Yeah, pretty much. So that sucks. So,
Yeah, so you buy a game, like I bought Lords of the Fallen, and then I had to wait 2 hours for it to install before I could play it.
mhm.
Ah.
So what do you think about GameStop and the whole new retro scene thing?
I watched a very good video on it from a guy by the name of Mr. Dude 206, where he explained it perfectly.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that, Mike? You know, I made a video about it, but I like to hear what you think about it.
Like, it doesn't affect me in any way because I live here in Canada, so I say that immediately because EB Games,
true that.
from what I understand, we don't have GameStop, we have EB Games, and I don't think they're doing it, but it is going to have an effect, and like everybody's talking about like how it's going to dry up because it's only 2 markets right now. It's like New York and I forget the other place.
Alabama.
So that's going to New York and Alabama. So they're taking the stuff in, and everybody can buy them online, and I'm glad that came out and that was clarified that it's not going to be the store, and you had to know it's not going to be the store because the biggest proponent to any store is space, and all these cartridges and stuff take up so much space. There was no way they were going to do it in store, so it's online only. The prices are kind of high for the U.S., not really that high for Canada. I was looking at it and I was like, well, that's actually pretty reasonable for Canada. But my biggest concern is this is, in turn, going to further drive up what people think they can get for games, drive up the prices, because people are going to start not pricing off eBay anymore, which I already think is high. People are going to start pricing off GameStop prices. That's my concern. That's the only concern I really have. I don't really care that they're doing it. It makes sense for GameStop to do it. I mean, they only make their money. They don't make any money off new games. They only make money off the used merchandise they bring in.
And if they sell nothing but used games, and it's all profit.
That's right.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But well, like I said, it could go a bunch of ways. It's just like you said, they're not taking it. They're not selling the rare games. I really don't think the price can a retailer really sell video games for over $500? Is that legit?
Yeah, absolutely. They will. They will sell them for over $500. But the problem comes in because did you guys watch the Pat and Ian on the Completely Unnecessary podcast talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
Where there's going to be huge problems is the people who work at GameStop a lot of times don't even give a shit about games. So how are they going to be able to update all the fakes and repros that are going to be coming in that people are going to be trying to huck off, trying to make as much money as they can? So, like, if I want to buy a PS4, I take out a Tetris cart, put a repro little Samson label on it, and bring it up and say, here you go, guys.
Because they're not going to test it.
No, they can't test it. They can only do a power test on systems. So how are they ever going to, like, unless they actually take it apart and take a look at the board and then go online and reference what the board is supposed to look like, they're never going to know that they just got handed a repro.
You know, if you guys, they did that a lot with the Neo Geo MVS carts. There was so much piracy and counterfeiting with the MVS carts that so many people were bootlegging the Neo Geo carts that, you know, they had to take about the boards and check all that, the chipsets and all that stuff. But like you said, GameStop, if they're going to be taking in this massive amount of video games, they're not going to do that. A lot of people may get over, you know what I mean? But that's going to ultimately ruin it as well because, you know, it's just going to burn it out. But I think, me personally, I think just repros don't help the retro gaming at all because it's not really genuine. And if I'm gonna make a repro, I would rather just emulate it. But that's just how I feel. You know, I'm not gonna pay for something that I can borrow from the internet.
Yeah, but it's funny too. Like locally, I'm kind of done buying games here locally. Like I really have lost all faith in the people that I'm buying games from. Like people are starting to put reproduction labels with stuff. I told you guys the other day about a guy selling a complete Earthbound for $800, and he listed the box original, card original, but he said the actual strategy guide that came with it was new. So I messaged him and I said, "What do you mean by new?" And he said, "As in printed a couple days ago? What'd you think I mean?" And I was like, "Oh, you mean it's a reproduction manual? Well, you should probably say that in your ad." And he said, "Why? It doesn't make any difference to the price." And I was like, "Well, yeah, it kind of makes an actual huge difference since the manual sells for like $150.
The world's gone mad.
Yeah, but here's where we come into it. What I've really lost faith in is, so at least we got to the understanding that reproduction labels do drop the value of a game. But now people are talking about, like, oh, the back label doesn't matter because you can just swap the cart backs and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm wondering how many Frankenstein carts are out there with wrong backs and other things like that. Like, I just lost all faith. I really have. I've lost all faith in buying games because I don't know how much of it's original, what's going on. People are so shady with what they're doing, trying to get top dollar.
And that's where I got to the point of the whole repro thing. It's it's beneficial if actual companies like Nintendo, Sega, they did it. But all these third-party people that make these repros, what's to stop that person from making something counterfeit and selling to some schmo for $400? You know what I mean? Yeah. If it were actually licensed and approved by Sega, Nintendo, or whomever, maybe Sony will make something weird like, is it actually repros or burnt discs? But
I've been making those for years.
Yeah, I make so many Sony repros, it's crazy. But yeah, that's the kind of repro that I will make if it's from the actual company. It's from some dude in his garage that's welding this and that. You know, I'm not gonna pay you that much for it. You know, I'll pay you for your work, but I'm not gonna pay you fucking $400 for. I'll make it myself. I'll just slap a sticker on my computer, call it Earthbound.
So,
Right.
going back to the GameStop comment, how that's going to affect, I'm worried about how many repros and how many fake games and just reproduction labels and stuff are now going to all of a sudden flood the market coming out of GameStop not being verified. How many people, and like the process for buying these games is terrible. You go online and just basically pick, okay, Little Samson. You have no idea what the condition of the card is, anything like that. You say, I'll buy Little Samson for $500. And they send you just whatever Little Samson is next up on the conveyor belt of the copies they have.
Yeah.
So how many of these repros are going to go out into the market people are not going to know either, and then the whole...
That's probably where they're taking all that caution for, not listing the actual value that they're going to be accepting them at. But could I backtrack a little bit? WeGuy309 said repros are best for unreleased and prototype games. I totally agree with that, and that's why majority of the games that I play are either on flashcard or on emulator. But that's just my personal preference that I don't want to purchase something that's a repro to play it if I can just play it that way. So nothing against because there's a lot of good hacks. There's a lot of good English hacks for Japanese games and stuff like that. But now back to the GameStop thing. I honestly think they're gonna just hoard it, say that the system's not gonna work, and they're just gonna keep the games and say, oh, sorry, these games aren't available. Because what's it sell their actual online stock to say if they still have these items? You know what I mean? You can't. No one's to really know how many they actually have and say, sorry, out of stock.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that was brought up is they're gonna end up collecting all this stuff, find out they don't have a vehicle to move them, and then they're just gonna end up offloading to like a larger company, kind of like a Lukey Games or a JJ Games online. So they'll just liquidate then, and then they'll make whatever profit they can, and then have JJ Games mark it up to the maximum.
Yeah. They can totally do that. But on a positive tip, they're actually giving proper trade-in value and cash value for the systems that they're getting.
Yeah.
And there's so many aspects to it. Say if you trade in all your consoles, it really brings more of the public to a more familiar place to, cash in their systems. But the downside in that is that if you're a thrifter like me, or if you go to the garage sales, that those people that you're hoping don't know what they're talking about will bring it to these stores, and then it'll suck all those to the GameStop. You know what I mean? Because it's already hard enough to get what you need that's out in the wild. So
that's actually an amazing point, Stu. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even think about that because GameStop is such a familiar store. There's one on every corner. It's like McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
So you've got all these old people at home, grannies and stuff, sitting there with all these games and Nintendos, and they don't know where to bring them. They're not going to go find your like Luna games or something like that. They'll just drop it off to the thrift store, selling at a yard sale. But if it's a common place like GameStop, they're like, hey, I might as well go down and see what these are worth. You're going to see less flow going to the thrift stores and stuff then, too, aren't you?
Yeah, because everything's already leading to going online, or have been within these last few years. Goodwill has their online shop. Even mom-and-pop thrift stores have online blog spots, that some people even go to. And it's just, it's the internet. It's making everything more available, but not for the price that people expected. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry to jump in again. I know I'm talking too much, but it's funny because people are actually using that as a local tactic here with sales, because what they'll do is they use it now as part of the haggle, because if you come in and you say, hey, I'm interested, you got a copy of DuckTales 2 there, how much you want for it? Then, of course, they shoot for the moon and say $250. And then I'm like, well, that's a little high. Here's what I'd be willing to pay. They're like, nope, if I don't get $250, I'm just going to throw it online.
Mm-hmm. And then it's the regurgitation, and the beast is being fed either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beast is a human centipede.
Is Chris still frozen?
No. Emma?
No.
Emma?
No.
Emma?
No.
Okay, good. I've experienced that the other direction, because I would, back in the day, I'd be like, well, I'll just buy it online then, and they'll go, well, go ahead.
Yeah.
I've gotten that one before too. So I mean, I don't know. That works both ways too.
I'm just pro buyer. I don't care about anybody else.
Well, it's because that's normally the position you find yourself in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, we got in the comments that a lot of people actually would prefer to have some flashcards if they're available. Throughout this past year, I I found that it's harder to get these flash cards because everybody's thinking the same way.
Yeah.
Because they want to play it on the actual hardware. So the dude that's making all these is making a lot of money, but he's not making them as fast as he was. So as soon as there's a batch, there's a waiting list for the waiting list. And I guess that just goes with all the prices of the retro that people are trying to seek other ways. But, a beneficial thing to keep actual carts is, the artwork. Everybody wants the artwork. You can't get the artwork with a flash card because the nostalgia you don't get from just a, blank canvas. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It all depends.
And like I have a flash card from my NES, which I love, and I bought it for the sole purpose of moving. I have a cabin too, and if I go up to my cabin for a weekend, I have a Nintendo up there. I don't want to take like 16, 20, 30 NES carts up there with me to play over the weekend. I do have like 50 doubles up there, but I don't want to take an extra 30 I'm working on, so I can just bring the flash cart back and forth with me.
Yeah.
But it got me to thinking, like, it'd be cool to have this so I can go out and get expensive games and repros, well, not repros, but games from other countries that I couldn't play. Like, I really want a copy of Super Back to the Future 2, but I don't want to buy a repro, and I don't want to buy a Famicom in the original cart. So I can get a Super Nintendo flash cart, and then I can play it. But it does take away in one aspect, because that whole process of finding a game and like actually being excited to finally get your hands on it and play it, that's gone, because you can just download the game and then play it on your flash card. And you're like, I'm finally playing Super Back to the Future 2. Oh boy. Well, let's see what else is on this thing.
Yeah, and that's what the generation that we're in now is that they don't know that. They don't know the discovery of how to get a game. It's just like, hey, I'm going to turn on my shit, download my game. I don't have to wait in line to go purchase my game. I can have it right away. And then a funny thing is that a coworker of mine, he downloaded Watch Dogs, and I forgot that he downloaded it. And later, a couple months later, I'm like, hey, could I play Watch Dogs? She's like, oh, you can't borrow it because it's on my PS4. I was like, just give it to me. She's like, it's downloaded. I was like, see, I can't even borrow your game because your ass downloaded it. And once it's off that server, like PT, you're not going to be able to download that shit again.
That's done.
Yeah, it's done. I don't know. It's all gone to hell.
I think we talked about this last time, like Destiny.
Yeah.
Once that server's down, no matter if you have the physical game or not, you can never play it again.
Yeah. And GameStop is, like you said, it's a good idea for them to get back into the retro thing, but I honestly don't think it's going to last long. And as for the ma and pa stores, will they have to be competitive with GameStop's prices? I don't think so either, because if you notice now, there's a lot of ma and pa stores that are priced really, really high. They keep their stock, and then there's some that actually do well and sell, and then just recoup, any way they can. Because if you own a retro store, you're always getting games in from people that are selling their collections all the time.
Yeah.
And there's always that. So that once you get a decent community or relationship with your customers, it's gonna forever fill your pockets. You know what I mean?
And if they keep it an online thing, that may help.
Yeah.
I think it has to be an online thing. Like I mentioned earlier, I mean, floor space.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you frozen?
I'm waiting to see if he's going to come back.
I'm not frozen.
Okay, what you? I'm so confused.
You freeze, and then I freeze.
So you're Iceman.
Yeah, I guess so. But I'm not gay.
So, but
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Iceman's
anything wrong with that,
Marvel, though, right? Iceman's from Marvel, and Marvel's kicking ass, Mike.
Nice segue. Very nice segue. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about tonight actually comes up from the fact that Stu's a little behind the pack, but Stu finally got around to watching Daredevil on Netflix. And it just came to us that after we watched Daredevil, I think we can all agree, there is nothing Marvel can touch that doesn't turn to gold right now. Everything they do is amazing, and it kind of makes no sense. Like, the Avengers was awesome, but making an Avengers movie that's awesome is not a task. Making a movie about Iron Man, who, as much as people love him, realistically, Iron Man's like a C-level comic character.
Who, Daredevil?
Iron Man.
Oh.
Iron Man's not like an A-level comic character. Maybe a B, but he's more closer to a C, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got Thor. Thor's kind of a B character. They're making Ant-Man. Ant-Man's like an F character, but it's gonna sell out, and everybody's gonna love it. They're gonna go crazy for it. Everything that Marvel does is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
on the DC end, you've got Batman and you've got Superman. Both, let's all agree, A-level comics. And everything that DC does with them looks crappy. Looks terrible. Like, Dark Knight Trilogy aside, and let's be honest, the Dark Knight Trilogy wasn't so good towards the end. But
agreed.
Everything that DC does somehow is god-awful. And everything that it looks like they're doing is even worse. Like, when they announced Ben Affleck as Batman, I said, I'm going to wait to see how this pans out. Then all of a sudden, they released a picture of the Joker from Suicide Squad there yesterday, and I can't stop anymore. I don't know what's wrong with this company, why they're going in the direction they are. I don't understand how one company can take such terrible stories and make them gold, while another company can take such amazing characters and stories and just make them the worst possible way they can.
Yeah. The thing about it is DC owns.
He froze.
In real life.
Yeah.
Real character, they're not going to be able to. They'll say Superman,
Yeah.
they'll say Batman, but that's it. That's all they got.
What about Vision?
Yeah.
Everyone wants Vision, though.
Yeah.
In the Avengers, you mean?
No. Yeah, Vision is Avengers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. DC, I actually have a book that I got for Christmas that I've been meaning to go through. Like, I'm not super familiar with DC's comic line. Like, I'm familiar with Batman and Superman.
Yeah. You're right. I had to access my brain.
Martian Manhunter might be who you're getting confused with.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter. There's always a DC Marvel equivalent somewhere.
Oh, did you guys know how they're fitting Quicksilver
That's what I thought.
Quicksilver into the movies? Mike?
How they're fitting Quicksilver in what movie? Avengers or?
Yeah, in Avengers. How they can have him in the Avengers and not contradict what they're doing with him in Marvel?
Not to contradict what they're doing with him in the. Hold on, let me go back in X-Men.
Yes.
Because X-Men actually happened in the past. The only Quicksilver that we're going to see is Kid Quicksilver from the past. So what happens in the Avengers, Marvel Cinematic Universe, not the Marvel Fox Universe. Marvel Fox Universe is all mutants, and in the Marvel Cinematic Universe under Disney, they're actually not going to be called mutants, they're going to be called miracles.
Miracles.
I know it's weird. It was at the end of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. They're never going to admit to the fact that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are mutants or Magneto's children. They're just going to call them miracles.
That's stupid. Why can't they just say they're mutants because they are?
Chris, are you catching up here?
Yeah, I'm good. All that. I got all that.
Did
Craziness. Insanity. The mutants.
You're. Oh, gotcha. You're good.
Yeah, I got it all. And I don't like it. I want Disney. Disney should just drop the big table full of money out and buy the rights back and make quality movies.
Disney to buy who?
To buy
the X-Men rights back from the mutant rights back from Fox.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah.
With all the mutant movies in it.
See, that's what's messing it up. There's good ideas out here, but the wrong people have these good ideas. So the people with the good ideas need to go ahead and steal their shit back and then make some good stuff.
Right.
Konami, Capcom, Square Enix, all that shit. Revert back. Go back in time. We need Dr. Brown and the DeLorean to take us back to a time when shit was awesome. Who's with me?
I'm with you.
Fuck you, DLC. Fuck you, new gen. I'm fucking old.
Oh, anyways, where we started off, what did you guys all think of Daredevil?
I loved it.
Ben Affleck was awesome. he boned J-Lo. He got to ride on them cupcake boots. Yeah.
Anyways, going back to the Netflix series we're talking about of Daredevil. It
Sorry,
was
Mike. I apologize.
it was really good. Like I had doubts about it because I've always liked Daredevil. Like I used to read Daredevil comics, and I'm really familiar with him from the Spider-Man animated series. He did a couple cameos in that when he was excellent, but I never ever watched the Ben Affleck movie. I didn't like it, and I may sound terrible here, but I just hated the idea of Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin. Not because there was a difference in his skin color, because there was a difference in the tone of who the Kingpin was. Like Michael Clark Duncan wasn't elegant and like well spoken and soft. He was loud and obnoxious, and that's not the Kingpin. So that was my big problem with that. But what they did with this, they just told it so beautifully. It looks like they really took a lot of influence from Frank Miller's storyline that he did along Daredevil, having the man in Hell's Kitchen and being the vigilante, and they did a lot of really cool homages and Easter eggs in the series and fan service to the series in itself. And I'm amazed at how well it was done. Yeah. And I'm so excited because it's also going to lead into three other characters who I don't know all of them. I think it's like Night Owl. I don't know if that's who it is.
Moon
Jessica
Knight?
Jones. Well, pardon?
Moon Knight?
It might be. I don't know who the other one is, but I know it's Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Daredevil, and somebody. And it leads into kind of like, I think that might be Moon Knight. But it leads into Netflix's own Avengers, basically, this group of vigilantes known as the Defenders, which is going to be a series in itself, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Well, they said a lot of stuff's coming out, even the Aquaman and all that stuff too.
Aquaman is DC as well.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to catch up.
Well, they're trying to do a Justice League. Like that's what the rumor, they're trying to get together and do a Justice League, and I don't know if it's going to happen or not because
maybe I'm being just way too skeptical, but everything looks so terrible. Like that Man of Steel movie was okay. The Batman idea looks terrible. Joker and the Suicide Squad looks terrible. I mean, the woman that they've got playing Wonder Woman, I apologize, but she looks like she weighs 15 pounds. That's not Wonder Woman. I don't know what they're doing. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
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 I hope it comes out and I'm completely wrong. I really do.
Yeah. And you may, I mean, I don't know. I think Michael Keaton should just come back and be Batman again.
I agree with that. If they're going to do an older Batman, why not bring in Michael Keaton?
Yeah. That would be really cool. Just cause he's awesome. Michael Keaton, come stay at my house. Mike's laughing. I'm not. I'm serious.
Do you have a spare room? Stu?
Yeah. No. Sorry! Welcome back to the podcast. I'm busy looking at some shit. Here's Captain America.
He's Marvel.
Anywho, how do we keep... Are we going to move on to that?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, I think we can move on from there.
Yeah, we can, totally.
Okay. Mike, what are we moving on to?
Oh, there was a question from somebody in the world. It was actually, how do we keep gaming social? And I have some questions what's meant by that, and that was from Matt Honola. Matt's a cool guy. Matt, thanks for asking that question. So, guys, how do you keep gaming social?
When we were kids, right, we all got together. Am I froze? Probably.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're not Iceman.
When we were kids, we all got together, played as a big group, things like that. And then now that we're getting old, we can't do that anymore. I guess some people still do it through multiplayer gaming online. And Mike, you hate that.
I do.
So, I mean, you definitely don't keep it social that way. And I hate online gaming. I hate it. I despise it. One of the things that I do, me and my wife play a lot of games together. A lot of weird games.
Very nice.
That's fun. Me and my kids play a lot of games together. Me and my brother play together a lot. That's what was going on. So me and my brother play video games a lot. Me and my kids play video games together a lot. And one thing that we do is we share screenshots all the time. Like, hey, I'm playing Killzone. Hey, I'm playing Symphony Night, I'm playing whatever. So I mean, there's ways to keep.
Well, I guess that's a benefit of the new gen stuff is you can see what other people are playing at what time and what they did and stuff like that. But the whole multiplayer thing, it's non-existent anymore on one console.
Yeah.
Unless, well, you have multiple controllers, but you know what I mean? It's not the way that it used to be. We need to get rid or stop thinking in the past and think of the future type crap. But I don't play online. It's too much because I have ADD, and if I don't want to play anymore, I'm just going to turn my shit off.
Did either of you guys get Street Fighter 4 and not really pay attention to what you were doing and then just automatically go into like one-player arcade mode? Then all of a sudden you get a message that said,
Yes.
a new challenger approaches, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then some kid that's like probably 4 years old came out there and like just nailed me with like an ultra combo right away and beat me, and I was like, yep, I got to figure out in the settings how to turn that off.
That's exactly what I was trying to beat it. You know, I was trying to do a full run just for the for the heck of it, and same thing happened to me, and I was like, nope, turning this off. Gonna fix that real quick.
Yeah.
I put on a hat for Stu.
Oh, thanks. Everyone's wearing a hat.
Oh, well, no, like, Chris, you thought he had another meaning by that. How do we keep gaming social? Because do you want to actually do a little backstory? What you mean by what you think it meant?
I can't remember what I thought it meant.
Oh, okay, dear God. So, what Chris
I was
actually
froze at the time.
What, I don't think you were actually froze. I think this is a clever ploy just to see if me and Stu will go insane.
Hey, Mike, every time Chris freezes, we raise our hand so that we know.
Okay.
I'll do the same thing when you freeze.
Oh,
I'll
do I
raise
freeze
my
much?
hand.
Am I freezing?
Are we frozen here?
What Chris actually told me earlier was he thought that maybe what was meant that there's so many people that we've known from the YouTube gaming community, and I guess a lot of other people have known, that have kind of dropped off in the last little while. So how have we managed to stay online and stay talking to each other and stay interested in doing this?
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot I said that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, you know, if you've been on YouTube for a while, you kind of see how things go. But as of recently, a lot of things have changed with the Google Plus and all that stuff. But the reason why a bunch of groups still stick together is because they have those relationships of having their channels grow together. So that's why we still keep in contact on Facebook, because we thought YouTube was gonna, you know, jump ship. So we moved to Facebook, and you guys went to Dailymotion, and then YouTube, and everything ended up working out anyways. But it goes with the amount of time you're on YouTube and what you're actually doing on YouTube, because you'll get burned out of doing pickup videos. You'll get burned out of doing like reviews, because they take a lot of time. I see a lot of people that actually survive and stay the longest. It's like people that just do basic vlogs and questions about gaming, because they don't have to buy shit to have a video up. You know what I mean?
Best videos I do. My easiest ones to do, Cal.
Just screen cap is
Coffee time.
Yeah.
Coffee time.
All we heard was coffee time.
That's it. That's why that was really the whole point. Was that that's my favorite thing to do and easiest thing to do.
I think I've said this a couple times before. I think the reason why a lot of people drop off pretty quickly is because I think they get onto YouTube for the wrong reasons. They want to be famous. They want to be the next like angry video game nerd, and they don't really know that to get that level of success. Like Chris, you went through the YouTube Creator Academy. I'm sure some people just are going to do basic vlogs and blow up. But most people are going to put
what is the YouTube Academy? What is that? Is it just a bunch of videos?
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's a bunch of videos, but what it does is actually instruct you how to make videos about like what to say, what to do, how to drive traffic to your channel, stuff like that. And I don't think people understand that there is a lot of work to it. Like you can do your basic vlog and luckily you blow up. But a lot of people really like put time and effort invest into this. They buy camera, they buy lighting kits, they buy better editing equipment, they go out and buy better equipment to capture things. And people don't get that. So then you get people that are, you know, just basically scrambling to put whatever they can on their channel, and then they put a lot of time into it, and then scramble a lot of stuff up there, and then they're like, you know what, I didn't blow up, so I'm done. I don't want to do this. It's not worth the time and effort. But that's the thing that a lot of people gets, and this really got brought home today because I was on Facebook, and you guys both follow Dave Lomboy's Post, right, on Facebook?
Yeah.
So he put a post up today, and he said, I do YouTube for fun. I do it because I enjoy it. I love putting videos up. I love getting to talk to other people and the way that goes. And you know what? If you're on YouTube for any other reason, you probably shouldn't be doing YouTube because you're probably going to be disappointed. And that's the reality of it. You have to be happy with what you're doing and enjoy what you're doing, or you're always going to be disappointed. No matter how many subs or views you get, it's not going to be enough.
Right.
If I can ask a question to all the people in this room, how many years have you been on YouTube, and what was the first video that you uploaded on your channel? Just so that we can see a contrast. I've been on YouTube for about maybe, was it 3 years, guys? 3 or 4 years? And my first video was a rant about Goodwill and their pricing. So that's basically where I started. And then I ended up doing up the pickup videos and some other stuff that was interesting. Yeah. So, and I know Mike started his first video was what was it? An introduction, was it?
No, it was a pickup video.
Pickup. I think everyone had, humble beginnings of the pickup video.
Yeah.
I did. Mine was a review. No, well, my first one technically on this channel was a pickup video, but the first one originally was my Captain America review.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the first video I saw of yours was a pickup, and then the Captain Skyhawk one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work, man. A lot of green screen work on that one.
Mm-hmm.
First video I ever saw you do, you picked up groceries?
Chris? So we got Benevolent Dick said 2 years. He's been doing gaming, but he's been on since 06. Then we have Wee Guy, been on since 07. He did his first video singing some kind of dumb song about mushrooms on a t-shirt. Then Dahmer says 3 years on YouTube. First was a pickup video. So, I guess a lot of people on here between 1 to 4 years. And would you guys notice that a lot of the people that you guys watched on YouTube pretty much either dropped off or just, had lost interest, or just, what percentage actually? Because we have a few in our group, OK Chief did pretty good. Aaron from Retro Liberty did pretty good. Who else? Mike, you even did pretty good too.
Yeah.
Or still are doing pretty good. And who else went over 10K that was in our little group that we had? Over 10K, at least.
Geez, I don't know.
Just very few, right? Out of a lot of people.
Yeah, I think out of the top 3 Tuesday crew, I know that Chief is up at 36. I don't know. I don't know too many other people that there's one guy. I don't know if you remember him. Remember Andrew's Games?
Oh
Display?
Yeah.
I think he's up around 10K now too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Second channel. I don't know about 64-bit Matthew, what he's at. Or Ramenstein fan.
Well, he rebranded because a lot of people did this. Basically, I forget which channel it was, but it was a networking thing. And what they did was they made you restart your channel. So Matthew had to restart his channel as 64-bit Matthew, and then he had to restart over with all his subs. So I think Matthew would have been closer to 10K if he didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they make you do that?
I have no idea, but there was another kid that gave away an Earthbound, and that's how he got all his subs.
You say what? Who got Earthbound?
He gave away an Earthbound. He did a contest to give away an Earthbound, and he got a pile of subs. Then he got networked under the same one, and he had to restart his channel. And it was him, Matthew, and actually Andrew's Game Display. But Andrew's Games Display is the only one that really came out of that and did really well, because if you've ever seen his game room, he has the sickest game room you've ever seen in your entire life. He's got a full apartment full of games. He probably has about 30,000 games. It's amazing.
It's crazy. He's a stockpile, definitely.
He is GameStop.
He has two World of Nintendo displays. Nintendo World displays. Enough to make you sick, isn't it? Lucky
Not
D.
me. I get it on Steam.
or on Steam is the new OnLive. You watch out, Chris. What else do we got on this? Yeah, a lot of people got tired of seeing the same stuff, and I guess uploading the same stuff. So, how easy is it to stay fresh on the YouTube when everything's already been done, and what keeps you on to keep doing it? You know what I mean? Other than current events and new games that are coming up. You know, it's hard to stay original on the YouTube nowadays. But it's always fun to do collaborations with people and all that stuff. So I guess that's what keeps me doing it. And plus, like I said, the connections that we make and the friends that we make and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a plus. And the creative mindsets that people have, that's what keeps things interesting as well. So
I just actually like making videos, and I like trying to learn new things and pick things out. And I think I've told both you guys this before. I don't make videos for anybody else but me. It might sound incredibly selfish, but that's really who I make the video for.
I'm probably frozen right now, but
No, you're good.
okay,
You're
good. But I just recently decided I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and that's gonna be it.
Yeah,
That's right.
And I've really enjoyed it, in a lot of ways. I mean, gosh, it made me play Symphony Night.
Now you're frozen. Right, Mike? Am I interrupting him while I'm talking like this? Yeah, I am. Sorry, I'm sorry, Chris.
I give up.
You're good now. It's like every 10 seconds.
Done.
I think the key to YouTube really is, though, you have to make videos for yourself. Like Chris is doing it now, like his Let's Play series. And to be honest, Chris, you seem so less stressed now. Like you had so much concern about doing things that people were going to enjoy. And like you're a completely different person now. You're just doing things you enjoy. There's less stress, worried about how many people are going to watch it, how many people are going to comment. You're just doing your thing and you're having fun, and that's what YouTube's supposed to be about. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's what everybody should do.
So no Patreon, Mike?
No, I'm not going to do Patreon. I thought about it. I went back and forth on it, but I'm not going to do Patreon.
Okay. Very, very good. Very good. It'd be a lot of work. Nail in the coffin.
Well, and we talked about this before. This is why I didn't want to do it in the first place, is right now I dictate my schedule. I'm going to do a video when I feel like doing a video. But once you Patreon, you have to panhandle to these people every month, and I don't want to do that. I want my channel to be about me and what I want to do. Sure, I'd like to get a little bit of extra money. I'm trying to buy a house. I'm trying to do other things, but at the end of the day, if I turn this into work that way, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to quit. I know I am.
No. Or you can take your beanie and cut 3 holes in it and just
rob a bank.
Yes, exactly. So what games you guys playing currently?
Save of the Night, obviously. And I played around with Murdered Soul Suspect. That's pretty cool. I like it.
Oh, did you like it?
What I've played of it, I've liked it. I think I'm going to play all the way through it. It's fun, pretty fun.
It's pretty interesting when you jump from Spectre to Spectre, or Ghost to Ghost, or whatever. You've done that yet?
Yeah. I like it. It's definitely up my alley, so I'm going to check it out.
How about you, Mike?
I've been playing a lot of Nintendo on my flash card. I recently finished Super Mario Bros. 3. I recently finished Nightmare on Elm Street again. What else did I finish? Can't remember. And on my PlayStation 3, I downloaded and I've been playing Suikoden 2 because everybody said it's the finest RPG game ever. And I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
There's like over 255 characters that you can actually acquire in that game, though.
That's a lot of characters. Like, people bitch about Chrono Cross. Oh, too many characters. But Suikoden, you can get 255, and that's magic.
Yeah.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, well, it's not by any means terrible, but I don't understand what the buzz is. Everybody's like squeaking into finest game you'll ever play. I've played a lot of RPG games, and I don't see it yet.
Well, what's the last RPG? I don't know. I've been stuck on the Bloodborne, obviously, because that's a new thing that's came up, and I've been taking a lot of time. And I played Killzone yesterday. I played at least 2 hours on that. I really like it, but there's a lot going on in Killzone because they're just so you jump over this, dodge that, make sure that guy's not there, blah 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 blah. But I don't really play first-person shooters all that much, so it was interesting.
It's a mindless romp, and it's pretty.
Yeah, but I did beat Alien vs. Predator this afternoon on the arcade cab when I got home.
Nice.
It was good. It was good. You know, I'm actually like I'm gonna film a video. I don't know. I still want to do an arcade video. I've sanded half of it down and I'm gonna paint it black. And then I got new side art to put on the cab. I'm keeping it Street Fighter though, because that's the original. That's how it was. So I'm not gonna totally blank out the arcade cabinet and turn it into something different. I actually want to just make it modern. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of work, but you know, a lot of stuff going on. After your Symphony of the Night, Chris? What kind of video do you plan on doing?
A review of it first. I'm gonna review it first.
Debrief.
Yeah, and I've got the footage for the Simpsons review for the arcade overview, but I haven't had time to write. And May is crazy busy month for me. It's my birthday, my stuff with kids, and it's busy. So it's gonna be. You were froze too.
Were we? So when you freeze, we freeze.
Not always. Sometimes you just freeze.
What about Mike?
I just freeze. I don't know. Mike's not frozen. He's moving. I heard a bell.
Yeah, that's my phone.
That's his email. That's his email notification.
Email notification to tell me that you've unfrozen.
It's creepy that you know that, Stu.
We have the same phone. You still have the Note 2, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
What I got this thing.
What is that?
It's a replacement for my Samsung Galaxy.
Oh no!
Whoa, you guys gonna get that? Well, fuck. You guys don't use Apple. I don't use Apple. Sorry.
Are you talking about the S6 Plus?
No, I'm talking about the iWatch or the iTime or whatever the hell that's called.
No, I like we've gotten to the point where now we have phones instead of watches, but now we're going back to having watches to connect to our phones.
Yeah. Did you know there's an app for the iWatch where you can get like a porno on it, so you can go like this and it's like you're getting hit?
Oh, Mike's now looking it up. He's going to be buying one now.
I'm really into Apple products now.
It's his favorite thing ever.
Yes. I don't know. I get a new phone, but I'm on a secret discount that I can't really get off of. So
yeah.
Anyways.
Grandfathered. So what's the next video you're gonna make, Stu? What's next in your alley?
Besides my queue of freaking package videos, I have a lot of those coming or already filmed. I honestly do not know. I don't have a queue of videos. I've been kind of like, slacking a little bit. Something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Check out my old videos, anyone watching. Mr. Dude 206. Check out the playlists. I do Scanline Fever. I do Arcade Fever. Stop motion animations. Haven't done those in 2 years. I do actually want to do another cartoon. I've really been trying to find time where I can do it. I kind of had an idea for a cartoon where Daredevil meets Batman, but Daredevil can't see who Batman is, and then Batman yells out Daredevil because he's blind.
It's award-winning stuff.
Better than anything DC's making.
It's true.
Yeah.
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 So for me coming up, I've been on a bit of a hiatus while I'm in the process of moving and all my stuff's in storage, but I do have a game plan when I come back. There's a couple of reviews I want to do. I'm going to review Sonic CD, In my
Nice.
opinion, it's the best Sonic game. But a lot of people disagree. But where it was on the Sega CD, a lot of people didn't even play it, and the only real opportunity you had to play it, you either downloaded it today or you got it on like the Sega Mega Collection Plus that you could get for GameCube and PlayStation 2. So there's still a ton of people that have never played it, and in my opinion, for my money, it's the best Sonic game. And yeah, that's the next game I'm going to review. I still got to do a Nintendo Complete Collection Chronicles. I know I'm a little bit behind with that, so I'll just do one update for the multiple months I missed, and then I'll get back on track. I've got a really cool video game nostalgia plan. Stu, I know you like those. I actually don't. I don't know if you do like them or not. But anyways, I got one planned.
I enjoy them legitimately.
Yeah. So I can even tell you what the topic's going to be, so you can get ready for it. It's games that we had as kids that we played all the time, couldn't beat, that we went back as adults and we could finally beat them.
Oh yeah, you posted that on your Facebook like earlier.
Yeah. If you're ever wondering why I post random things like that, it's because I'm thinking of ideas for video game nostalgia.
He's trying to pick our brains, people.
That's right.
He's like Professor Xavier of YouTube. Get out my head, Charles. Get out my head, Charles.
And really long overdue. I do a pickup, just video game pickups. I do game pickups from New Adventure Island, and I'm about a year and a half behind with those. But I do have the next one planned. I picked up, and spoiler alert, you don't have to watch it, I guess. But I picked up a Panasonic 3DO, and it also came with about 15 games. So the way
that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
That was a while back. Gosh.
So what I'm going to do with that video is that one's going to be a little bit different, because instead of going back and forth to me giving a story about how I got every game, where I got it all in one lot, I'm going to show off the Panasonic, and then it's kind of going to be like a Game Sack episode, except shittier, where it's just basically I'll go game after game.
Except shittier. Nice. I'm going to do a game room tour for 2016. I take my camera and throw it in my room like a grenade.
And that's probably the other thing I'll do, because I did a game room tour last summer when my wife came home. So where I'm moving to the new place, once I get set up, I'll do a new tour of my new place and show you guys what I got going on.
Oh, sweet.
Windows.
Fresh air.
Sunlight.
It'll have a Beverly Hillbillies intro too, with like Lara on top of the car sitting on all my games.
Welcome back, Chris.
You were froze too.
Can you go back and change the original name of this to Freeze Frame?
I will.
Freeze Frame.
What happened? What's
You forgot to pay the internet, people. Hyper Global Meganet, man.
I accidentally paid PayPal twice. Anyway, it's a long story.
Hyper Global Meganet, is that from The Simpsons? Is that what
Yeah.
Homer was going to call his internet company?
Yes, he was.
What was the other one? Interslice?
Interslice?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so anyways, did we have any other questions from the people that are watching at home?
No. We got Arthur Jason. Tremel says, what's up? Benevolent Dick says, fuck the 3DO. I'm with you, man. I had one, got rid of it. Not because I didn't like it, it's because I have too many other systems to collect for. Still got Wii Guy up in here and about 8 other people that we can't see.
Nice.
But, yeah, so a lot of people in this one. Much
Excellent.
appreciated for the viewers. And just to say, we also have a Facebook fan page. If you guys want to stop by there and drop some questions or any other comments about how Chris's Leapfrog computer is not working properly, go ahead and spam him over there. So, Mike, if you got anything else,
No, I think
hostess with the mostest.
a hostess that can boast the most roastess.
Yes, sir.
No, I think that's everything for this week, man. I think we covered all our topics. We answered all the questions that Dom asked, so that was all our topics.
And
So I
that's
think we're
why
good.
I always remember to. Oh, sorry.
Did you have anything to interject, Mr. Weekend Game Geek?
I'll just say thanks for watching. I'm probably frozen now.
Yeah, talk really fast to get that in there. Just.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we'll be back again very soon. Chris, are we going to go back to a bi-weekly schedule, or is it going to be like this much longer? What's a word on that? What can we tell the people when they can see us again? I don't know if he's frozen or just screwing us.
You were frozen. You were frozen.
No.
Are we done?
No.
Am I saying goodnight?
No, we're asking you when can we expect to be back on the podcast again? When are we going to do this again?
14th. Sound good? Possible?
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
14th. 2 days before my birthday. So a lot of people better show up.
There it is. That's the next podcast topic. Weekend Game Yee's birthday celebration.
Fiesta.
Until next time.
Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, guys.
See ya.